important video that I'm gonna be making, man. This is a topic that I want to talk about because a lot of guys are going through similar. I know I'm not the only one that's going through certain situations in life. I'm a human being. I have feelings and emotions, right? We all human. We all humans, right? So we have a right to express how we feel. That's what makes us human beings. No one should be censoring you, telling you what to say from what not to say. People want to. A lot of times, people will try to shame you for expressing yourself when no one is perfect. These same people that are clowning you on calling your names, they got issues of their own. They got insecurities. They got flaws. And it's to be the people that be going through worse shit than you that be want to talk down on you. That's the type of world we're living. But here's the thing: I'm not afraid to show my face. One thing I know about people, the same people talking shit behind the monitor, the computer monitor, typing this shit. Y'all motherfuckers don't have the balls to show your face on camera, man. Yeah, I mean, at times I don't show my face, but I will when I feel like it. I'll show my face. You feel me? Um, and there's a lot of motherfuckers who talk shit behind the computer screen. You want to shame and degrade certain people, but you guys don't have the fucking balls to show your fucking face on camera, man. Y'all don't even have the fucking balls to show your face, and sometimes you don't even have it. It'll be not your real voice. You may make a video, but it's not even your real voice, man. I'm not fucking afraid to show my fucking face because I know what I stand on and what I believe in. But anyways, that's just I have to get that out the way. I want to first give a shout out to Lone Wolf. Ah man, I forgot the number. He has a number to his name, but I'm gonna um I'm gonna put the description or something in the title. But if I sure you know who I'm talking about. You guys know the TFL community. Lone Wolf. I want to give you a shout out for giving me props in the comment community tab. I want to first say man, I would pay my respect, man. Man, you're a man of your word. I respect people who follow through with what they say, and you're a man of your word. All respect to you, bro. And man, I like you're a real person, man. You're not one of those fake ass, phony bro, like TFL brother out there who be acting like they're better than everybody else and not really going through TFL, but using the name as a title as a clickbait to get views, to get attention, and just to ride the wave of people who are really going through TFL, who have experienced TFL, or is in some type of live in some type of TFL life. But yeah, I want to give shout out to Lone Wolf, man. Lone Wolf is a real man. Like he's a real person, man. He's one of those OG that I actually respect because I've been in the game longer than most of these so-called TFLs who just hop on the scene right now and just are not. They don't respect the people that came before them. I've been an OG of the game. I'm gonna name some few OGs of the game that have been on that for the longest. Steve Oka. Steve Oka is one of those OGs that have put out a lot of content in regards to the TFL movement. Um, Bill Greyhouse is another one. He's the one that came up with the term TFL. So those are the one of those prime OGs of the movement. And then after that, you got Savvy Guy, you got Baraka McRae, you got Josh Skillful, you got who else? There's a few. You got obviously Lone Wolf. He's one of those OGs. Then you got Kent. Kent is one of those OGs of the TFL movement. Who else you got? You got who else you got? Oh, man, there's so much great ones, but those are the original. Those are like one of the main ones. Those are one of the main. Those are one of the main ones of the TFL movement, man. These guys been talking about TFL, and they don't even know these OGs. Some of these people who claim they're TFL don't even know any of these people I'm mentioning. Some of them don't even acknowledge any of the people that came before them, and then They're trolls. What they do is use the term TFL, true false loneliness. That's the term that it stands for. Or they use black pill. They use forever alone. There's this white guy that used to post a lot of forever alone content. I can't forget. He didn't succeed. It's one of those. Also, is another one. Is another OG in the game. Um, there's a lot more. I mean, there's not a lot more, but those I'm talking about people who've been there, who have been in the game for a long time, who's put out content for years. I'm actually one of the original OGs of this TFL movement. Yeah, people don't know, but I've been in the game longer than a lot of most of these so-called TFLers that just came on the scene. I've been one of those original OGs. Like the first video I posted, American Women Suck. I had over 4,000 views on that video, but I privated the video because I didn't want my family to find out about my video, and I just didn't want to get the wrong attention to me. But if I would have kept that video up and not private it, I would have been over probably 10, 20,000 views because I was getting a lot of views on that one video, American Women Suck. So that one video that I posted, American Women Suck, is one of the old original TFL videos that came out way before a lot of these new TFLers on the scene that posting videos. I'm talking about this video has been out about over a decade now. So I've been on the game. I've been in the game for a long time. But yo, I just wanted to first give my shout out to Lone Wolf, man. He's a real man of his word. I have all respect for him, bro. Like when you follow through with your promise and you actually do something like that, man. He gave me, he showed me respect, and like he shouted me out in his community tab, and he said, you can check out his page, man. I respect that, man. That's some real shit. So I wanted to give you a shout out for that, bro. But I wanted to talk about, man, things you should focus on if you're going through true false loneliness. If you're a guy that's going through true false loneliness, right? And you don't necessarily have to be a guy that is struggling with women. Like say let's say you manage to talk to a few women, but you realize when you're talking to women and it's not going anywhere, you're still going through TFL. Let's say even if you manage to hang out with a woman and you date a woman, but you don't have a sustained relationship, or you can't seem to attract women as easily, you're going through true loneliness. I want to list out some steps or some. I want to go through a list of things that a man you should do as a man in order to cope with. I don't know if I like use the word cope, because cope just means you just take it as it is and just go with the flow. I feel like in order for you to thrive, to rise above the TFL, like I want to go through a series of steps that you need to do to rise above the TFL lifestyle you may live. Number one, try to do something productive. I think it's very important, whether it be cleaning, do something like productive, cleaning your apartment, or your room, cleaning, make like get rid of all the clutter, get rid of all the every anything that's around you that makes you feel even more depressed than what you are. Any feelings that you may have that's negative, you got to clear out your environment. You got to make sure your environment is clean and spotless, because when you have a clean environment, your mind is going to be able to be at peace. But if you have a lot of clutter around, like garbage or just clothes hanging around and just stuff all over you, it's going to add on to that feeling of sorrow and despair that you may be going through as a guy dealing with TFL. So I would say one important thing you could do, or one important thing you should focus on, is make sure your environment is clean. Like clean, sweep the floor, make sure there's no dirt. Take out the garbage. Just keep moving. Don't stay in one place for too long, because that's when your depression that's when it seeps in and it start eating you alive. So I'll say one thing you need to do is make sure everything around you is clean. Even if something as simple as washing the dishes can make you feel good. So yeah, just do little things like that to kind of like get your mind clear and just not allow yourself to fall into that deep depression. So I say one thing is be productive. You know, clean your space around you. Wash the dishes, take out the garbage, wash your clothes, do laundry, sweep. You know, do little things like that. Those little things does make a difference. It may seem small, but they make a huge difference. Number two, take care of your hygiene, man. I know it could be hard, you know, at times when you're going through depression and you're feeling like lonely, and you may have you may have going through a drought. You may have a time where you feel like you don't have the energy to do anything. It's important. Just take care of your hygiene, your personal hygiene. Bathe, shower, brush your teeth. It's hard when you're going through the depression. Like, I understand it's hard. Sometimes you don't even want to get up out of your bed. You don't even want to do anything. You just want to sleep all day. But you got to take care of your personal hygiene, man. That's important. And it's something that we all TF guys who go through true false loneliness, or guys who just deal with depression. You don't necessarily have to. You don't have to. I don't like to put labels on people, but if you're a man that is struggling with dating, and you don't feel like you fit in, and you're going through like a drought, and you have to you know deal with the loneliness and depression. Sometimes it could ruin your life, where you just want to stay in bed and sleep all day. You don't want to get up out of bed. You don't want to do anything. But yeah, it's important to bathe, man. Shower, wash your hair, make sure your body is clean and fresh. Take care of your personal hygiene first, because that's very important. When you take care of your personal hygiene, it makes you feel better about yourself. It makes you feel more confident. So yeah, take care of your personal hygiene, man. That's very important. That's one way you can improve yourself. Take care of your personal hygiene, brush your teeth, shave. My hair grows back so quick, man. I tell you, even if I get my hair shape up in about a week or so, my hair grows back like nothing. So my hair grows back quick. But yeah, personal hygiene is very important, man. If you want to feel better about yourself as a man, especially when you're going through TFL, whatever situation you may be dealing with, you got to take care of your personal hygiene. That's very important. That's a must. So number two is take care of your person. Number three, do something that will uplift your spirit. Do something that will make you feel good about yourself. Whether it mean watch a video that's encouraging, that has like inspirational, motivational speeches, or something that a music you could listen to that uplifts your fear, that makes you feel good about yourself, that encourages you, that makes you see the light at the end of the tunnel. Do something that will give you a sense of worth, like a purpose. So it could be listen to music. Affirmations are very important. Sometimes you got to write things down and say to yourself, to say you're worth something, that you have a purpose. And I understand when you're going through a situation where you're dealing with loneliness, and you're going through a drought or whatever you may be experiencing. Sometimes you don't have you don't have, how do I say, the energy or the motivation to want to do anything. Because even when you're trying to talk to yourself, you realize, oh, I'm faced with a lot of negative experience. Like, you may be surrounded by negativity, right? But I think it's important that you need to keep reminding yourself that you're still alive and you're still here and you're here for a reason. And I gotta keep telling myself that too. It's like, no, despite all the failures, all the setbacks, all the downfall, all the pitfalls I have faced in life, I'm still here. I'm still breathing. I'm still alive, right? So you gotta realize and take that into consideration. It's still a blessing to be alive, right? Now a lot of people have the luxury to get up in the morning and carry on with their regular normal day. Some people can't even use the bathroom on their own without needing assistance from someone or a machine, right? So you gotta be grateful for the things you have. You got 2 feet, you got 2 hands. It's a blessing, man. Some people don't even have a limb. Some people can't even walk on their own. You know what I'm saying? Some people can't even see. It's a blessing to see. The little things in life that we take for granted, it makes a huge difference, man. Some people don't have the luxury to even see. You know what I mean? They need assistance. Some people can't even hear. It's a blessing to be able to have your senses all in full intact. Your senses are working well. Every part of your body is in unison. So you gotta realize as your senses are alive. It's just your mind. Whatever you're going through is whatever is keeping you down is your circumstances, right? And you gotta remind yourself that I'm alive. As long as I'm alive, that's the most important thing. I'm alive and well. I got all my senses. They're all functioning at its maximum capacity, right? I can talk, I can walk, I can see, I can smell, I can hear. All my senses are, I can feel, all my senses are working together in perfect unison. So you got to also be grateful of the small things in life. So yeah, that's one other thing you could reflect on. Like just be grateful of the things you have. Um, that's one thing I try to remind myself. There's a lot of people that didn't live to see today. There's a lot of people that haven't lived to see just a minute ago. A lot of people have died a minute ago. A lot of people have died 2 hours ago. Every single second of the day, somebody passing away. That's it. They're gone from history. They're never to return again ever. That's it. It's over for them. So each moment that you're alive and you can breathe and you can at least live to see another day. That is a blessing in itself, and it's important to remember those blessings because that's what's going to give you the motivation to keep moving forward, because it's like, okay, I'm alive and well. No matter what may be facing me, no matter what I may be facing in life, no matter what disappointments I may face, I still have breath in my lungs, man, and I really am grateful for that. So that's another way you can deal with, or just overcome the feeling of going to TFL. That's one way you could overcome that. It's another one. Go outside, man. Go outside. I'm gonna say this again. Go outside, man. Do not. I'm gonna say this again. Go outside. This is important, man. Don't stay in the house all day, man. Like I have to I have to force myself sometimes to get out of bed, man. Sometimes you don't feel the need to want to get up, and you just want to stay in your bed and sleep, or your couch, whatever you fits your boats, right? Sometimes you just want to stay in your comfort zone. But go outside, man. It's important to get fresh air, breathe some fresh air into your lungs, get the sun beaming down on your face, and just go outside. Go walk to, the grocery store, go to walk around your block, and just go outside, man. That's important, man. That's gonna get you out of that depressive state of mind that you may be in. So it's very important. That's like I said, go outside, man. Just even if going outside for a little bit, it's gonna make a huge difference because it's gonna clear your head. Sometimes when you're in a like in like a small area, or you're stuck, you're confined in a space, your mind start thinking things that is not good. And when you don't have the potential, when you don't give yourself the chance to clear your head, it can lead to a downward spiral, which could cause you to think more negative stuff, and it's just gonna affect you more in the long run. So it's very important. Go outside, go and just go outside and even go for a walk. One thing I'm trying to do more often is jog, man. I try to run more often. Just it's very therapeutic just to get outside the house and just be out there in nature. And even though we're not really technically in nature because we're surrounded by buildings and we are in the city, like I can't really experience nature the way I wanted to. But at the same time, at least I'm outside and I'm not stuck in the house. So that's another advice I would give God, anyone. I mean, man, especially because we going through a lot, man. There's a lot of men that are dealing with a lot of problems in life, and it's very important. Go outside, man. Clear your head. Get your mind at like get your mind where it wants where you want it to be. And sometimes even when you're not thinking of certain things, when you're outside and you're walking, certain things come to your mind and you're like, oh man, I never thought about that. And it makes you feel good about yourself. It just gives you a peace, man. So go outside is that's another advice. Here's another one I want to give that I think is very important. I think it's important to do something productive, some extra, get yourself involved with some extracurricular activities or be active. If you get what I'm saying, whether it be going to the gym, joining some type of club, or doing something where you get moving, you get your body moving, you're doing something that is productive, and it gets you moving, and you're not like stuck in your house, or you're not doing just the same thing. You get what I'm saying? So one thing I did that is really making a difference for me is joining a boxing gym. And I try to go as much as I can. Sometimes I can't go because things get in the way, but at least when I'm able to, I go, and it makes a huge difference, man. It gives me a sense of accomplishment. It boosts my self esteem. It boosts my confidence. It makes me feel good about myself. So I would say get involved in some extracurricular activity, whether it means going to the gym and trying to keep a schedule that you are comfortable with, and just go out and do something that's going to benefit you in more ways than you can ever imagine. So that's important, going to the gym, going to do something, and I'm not talking about work, because work is something you have to do. That's something that you need to do. You can't avoid that. But I'm not talking about work. I'm talking about something outside of work, outside of your job, outside of what you do normally. So go out, do something beyond that. Whether it could be doing music, um, joining a music band, or I don't know. A lot of guys, we go through so much negative reinforcement that we just like fuck society. I go I well, a lot of us are lone wolves. That's why I really like Lone Wolf, because his name Lone Wolf. It really explain a lot of it explain a lot of men that feel that way. It really is the right definition for a lot of men. If you get what I'm saying, a lot of us that are dealing with TFL, a lot of men that are going through true false loneliness, forever alone. I want to come up. There's a new term that I'm coming up with. No one has ever said this before, but the new term is total reject. TR, total reject. And the reason why I believe we that's a new term that we should incorporate into the movement is because you got some guys, right, that just feel like they're total rejects. Because if you try your hardest to get a woman, you're going out there, you're trying to talk to women, and you're putting yourself out there, and you're doing everything you're supposed to do, and you keep getting rejected. You're total. It's like you feel like a total reject, right? Because it shouldn't be so much work. It shouldn't be so hard to attract a woman. Some guys are just total rejects. Like for whatever reason, they can't seem to attract a woman, right? So if you feel like a total reject, if you're a TR, right, you got to get yourself involved in some extracurricular activity. That's gonna give you a sense of being, a sense of purpose. You're gonna feel like you're worth something, and it's gonna make you feel better about yourself. So, like I said, for me, I go boxing, and I train right now. I'm not competing or anything like that, but I really like, if that ends up going well for me, I might take it very seriously and try to compete. But yeah, do something like that's gonna give you a sense of purpose, man. So whether it could be going to church, um, going to the gym, doing some community service, get involved in community service organization, where they're giving back to the less fortunate. Something that's gonna give you the drive to do it. Like that's gonna give you a sense of purpose, and it's gonna motivate you to do it because you love doing it. You know what I'm saying? So that's another advice I want to give guys who are dealing with, TFL. Here's another advice I want to give guys. Don't beat yourself up for the small things in life, yo. Life is too short be, you know, to be filled with regrets. We all gonna make mistakes. That's just a fact of life. No one is perfect. Don't let no one tell you that you're not worth anything. Don't let no one define your worth. Don't let no one tell you who you are. You know your worth. You know what you here. You know who you are and what you're here for. So know your worth. Know that you have a reason to be here, and that you matter. But I also want to tell you this, man. Do not beat yourself up, man. If you put yourself out there and the woman rejects you and she turns you down, it's her loss. And you gotta tell yourself that I tried, I put myself out there. At least I have the confidence to go up to a woman and approach her and talk to her and try to get her number and try to move forward with her with that. As long as you try, that's all that matters. And one thing I'm learning now, and I'm still learning as it goes along, is that rejection is the best teacher in life, because you learn more from failures than you do with success. When you're failing a lot, you learn what not to do and what not and what to do differently. But when it comes on to attracting women, some guys are just total rejects, man. I'm just being honest. Some guys don't have what it takes to attract a woman for whatever reason. But one thing I try to remind myself is that even if a woman may reject me, it doesn't mean it's my fault necessarily. It just means that she doesn't see the value in me. But I know who I am and I know what I bring to the table and I know that I have a lot to offer. So I gotta keep reminding myself it's her loss, not mine. So I also can't beat myself up because I put myself out there. If you put yourself out there and you interacted with a woman and she rejected your advances, it's not you that's at fault. You should not beat yourself up for that. So that's the one thing I gotta remind myself. It's not your fault. You tried. You made an attempt to talk to her, and that is commendable. Now a lot of guys have the balls or the courage to go up to a woman and talk to her and strike up a conversation. Some guys rather just sit back and hope that a woman will notice them and talk to them. But if you're going out there and you're talking to a woman and she rejects you, you got to tell yourself, you know what? At least I went up to her. At least I had the courage to talk to her. And at the end of the day, the only thing she could say is no, right? No, yes or no. It's not gonna make me. It's not gonna make or break me. You're still gonna be the same guy regardless. And I have to keep reminding myself, a woman don't define me as a man. Whether I have a girlfriend or not, I'm still gonna be the same person regardless, man. Because I know who I am and what I'm worth, and no woman should define me as a man. Because a man's purpose is to go out there and conquer. It's to conquer what's rightfully is. And if a woman don't see your worth, it's her loss. So yeah, don't beat yourself up for the failures and stuff. But it's hard though, because I would admit that when you're receiving negative reinforcement, and you got a lot of people who will tell you that you're not worth anything, and you're going through so much rejection, and just life in general has been just horrible for you. It can reach a point where you just feel like there's no hope left, and you just feel hopeless, and you feel like you don't have a purpose and you don't have a reason to live. But one thing you gotta realize, man, life has its ups and downs. It sounds cliche, but eventually things gonna turn out in your favor. You're gonna find out what works for you, and you're just gonna keep adding on to that and keep moving forward, right? So even if you experience rejection, even when you go through periods where you feel down, you gotta always remind yourself that better is yet in store for me. And even it doesn't even have to involve women. It could just mean you're gonna focus on your goals and you're gonna go out there and chase your dreams and you're gonna make something work for you. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Oh, that's what brings me to the next topic. Focus on yourself, man. Focus on yourself and your goals. The most powerful thing a man can do is make sure he's taking care of himself first before he goes after women, before he chases after women. Because one thing you have to realize, women will always be around. There's never gonna be a day where there's not gonna be a woman out there. But the most important thing you can do is focus on yourself. Because once you invest in yourself, you start showing your that you have value, and it's gonna attract a woman towards you. Now, I don't like to have this mindset, oh, if you think positive and highly of yourself and you do this and that, a woman is going to eventually gravitate. You got to put yourself out there because in this world that we're living in a social media era now, a woman can just open up a dating site and she could just swipe left or swipe right and then match with a guy and meet up with this guy without having to really interact with him face to face. So social media has made it harder now for men to attract women because women see us as nothing but meal tickets nowadays. So with that being said, the dating scene is really based off a numbers game because the days are gone are the days where you can just meet women in person and naturally attract her that way. You gotta be more than that. And it's really hard on average guys because these women have ridiculous standards. Their standards are through the roof, so they don't want to deal with an average guy, especially when you're a hardworking black man. You're trying to improve your life. You're trying to better yourself. Women are gonna look down on you. They're not gonna see the value in you because they don't see your potential. But you gotta realize, as a man, you're worth more than what a woman can offer because at the end of the day, you provide things that she can't provide. You know what I'm saying? And we are men. We're supposed to go out there and conquer. We're supposed to be out there and take what's rightfully ours, right? So I would say focus on yourself is one of the most important thing you could do as a man if you're going through TFL. If you're just going through depression, whatever it may be, I don't like to place label on people, but whatever the situation may be, it's important to focus on yourself. Because once you focus on yourself, then nothing else really matters, and you get to see your worth, and you just get to focus more on what's important. Because you gotta realize, women will always be around, and if you focus on trying to chase after women, you're never gonna achieve your goals. Because a lot of guys out here are just they allow women to revolve. They allow your life to revolve around women, and they don't feel like a man unless they're around women. And when a woman is not around, they feel worthless. And a woman should never have that much power over you. She should never have that much power over you. But guys out there like simps, they worship women, they put women on a pedestal, and then when they end up getting their heart broken, they end up killing themselves or they kill the woman. They end up lashing out, and that's when it becomes dangerous. It's because what these guys do is that they put a woman before their purpose, and when you allow that to happen, that's when you lose sight of your goals. That's when you lose sight of who your purpose. That's when you lose sight of yourself. You lose your identity because all you're thinking about is what you can do to please that woman. When a lot of times these women don't even think about what they can do to please you. They don't even acknowledge you as a man. So I would say focus on yourself is very, very, very important. Here's another thing you need to do, and I realize it's very important. Take care of your diet, man. You got to take care of your diet. Your diet is very important. Eat healthy foods. Drink water. Oh my God. A lot of people don't drink enough water throughout the day. When you drink water, it literally replenishes your cells, man. Water is essential for life. Life is in water, man. Without water, there's no life. You know that 70% of our body is made out of water? So when you're not drinking water, you're literally depriving your body of the most essential part component of life, which is water. Because majority of our body is made up out of water. So drinking enough water, eating healthy foods, stay away from
like soda. Stay away from sugar. Don't stay away from food that's gonna make you feel sick and that's gonna make you unhealthy. And also refrain from drinking and smoking. It's not gonna benefit you in any way. I know a lot of guys to deal with the TFL, deal with depression, they resort to drinking a lot, smoking, whether it be weed, whether it be e-cigarettes, cigarettes, whatever form of stimulants they may use, they use it because it's a way for them to escape their depression. But it only gonna make you feel worse. So even after smoking, you're gonna still feel like shit. So I would say avoid smoking as much as possible, man. I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't do any of that stuff because I realize those are only temporary feeling you're gonna get, and afterwards you're gonna still feel the same, and it's gonna make you feel worse now because now you're dependent on these drugs to fill that emptiness that you felt you've been going through in your life. So I say refrain from drinking, smoking, and all that stuff, or taking antidepressants. I don't take no pills for depression. I believe depression is something that you can control in your mind, and you can do certain things to improve your feeling of depression. I don't like to I don't like to downgrade anybody's feelings of depression because I believe each person has a right to feel that. We're human, so if you feel depressed, that's normal. There's nothing wrong about that. There's a stigma around. Not even let's say some people say there's a stigma around people talking about. I think the word depression has a negative connotation to it because if you're going through if you're facing a lot of disappointment in life, if you are going through failure after failure after failure, and you feel like you're not going anywhere, it's normal to feel depressed. There's nothing wrong with that. The feeling you have with depression is a natural way to feel as a human being. So depression is a natural human emotion, and people tend to attach a negative connotation to the word depressed, to the word depression, when it's normal to feel that way. But it's one thing we have to realize is that's important as a human is to not fall into depression to the point where it affects your life. That's when it becomes a problem. When you're so depressed to the point where you don't get out of bed, you don't have the motivation to go out and work, you don't take care of your health, you eat unhealthy foods, you just let yourself go, that's when depression becomes a problem because now it's affecting your normal life. But if you feel depressed and you're going through a period in your life where you feel down, it's normal to feel that way. As long as you don't let it consume it to the point where it affects your overall your life and your health, then yeah, it's okay to feel that way. So be okay with feeling depressed. Um, Also, don't feel like anything is wrong with you. You are fine the way you are. Now, so we live in a society where we constantly gotta live up to certain expectations, that we gotta live in this, and we gotta live up to certain standards, and people have certain perceptions of you. So you could go out there and you feel good about yourself, and somebody could look at you and say, "This person is stupid. This person is lame. This person is weird. Oh, this person is creepy." Like they could have a negative opinion towards you. You can't control what they think, but even if you think about yourself good, that nothing is wrong, somebody can else look at you and see something. So you have to remember that in this world, you're gonna always have somebody that's gonna speak negative about you, and there's gonna be people that's gonna try to put you down, that's gonna talk down on you, that's gonna make you feel like you're worthless. And the funny thing about it, these same people that are trying to belittle you, that are trying to speak negative about you, they are not even close to being perfect. In fact, a lot of them have a lot of insecurities. A lot of them have a lot of issues they're dealing with, and they have a lot of demons that they have to face. But they don't have the courage, or they don't have the balls to face their demons. So what they would do, instead of them going out there to face their own inner demons, they rather project those same feelings that they feel about themselves onto others. That's how they feel a sense of control, or just that's how they deal with their own problems. But yeah, don't take anything personal that people say. Just take it and use it as motivation. But yeah, those are the points. I think I went over the main ones. There's another one I wanted to talk about. Here's another. There's another thing you need to do if you're going through true false loneliness. Sometimes it's best to just sleep over this shit, man. I feel like sleep is one of the most underrated form of therapy that people don't take advantage of. I'm not saying sleep all day long. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about when you feel like you can't, you feel like stuck and you just don't know where to go. And sometimes it's good to meditate too. You could just think about things in your life and find a way to clear your head. And meditation is a very important way to get over depression. But sleep is also important because when you sleep, that's when your cells repair itself, when you regenerate cells in your body, when your energy level goes back to normal. Sleeping is one of the most powerful things you could do to overcome depression. But you have to know how to do it. You can't just wake up and then go back to sleep. Wake up, you know what I mean? Sleep a full eight, get a full 8 hours of rest. Make sure you get sleep for like 8 to 10 hours of sleep. That's very essential. And it also builds up your immune system and makes you less prone to get sick. So get enough sleep, drink enough water, eat healthy. You know, like basic things like that. Those are really important steps to take to overcome depression. Or you know, if you're going through TFL, if you want to overcome that, these are like the main things you need to do. So those are the steps that I'm listed out, and I these are the main ones. There's more. I'm sure there's more things you could do, but those are the main ones. Anyways, I'm about to finish this video because I have nobody watching. Of course, it's kind of late now, so it's understandable. But I'm gonna be posting more live videos and live stream. But here's another thing you gotta realize: you cannot please everybody. You're gonna always have somebody that's gonna have something negative to say about you, and they're gonna say certain things about you that you cannot control. But you can only control how you feel about yourself. Remember that. That's the most important. Let me repeat that again. You can only control how you feel about yourself. You can't control what other people think about you, what they feel about you, what they say. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, you can only control how you feel about yourself. So nobody can make you feel inferior without your permission. You know your worth, know what you have, know what you stand for, and yeah, stay true to yourself. All right, thank you for watching, and appreciate it, and take care. Peace out. Bye.